In today's market, in today's job market, the competition for employment is fiercer than ever. As job seekers, it's important to know what employers are looking for and how to stand out in the field. In your field, you need to know it's a very crowded field. So how can I stand out? In today's discussion, we're going to cover the secrets to making a great first impression and nailing multiple interviews. All right. So I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Lorie Woodruff. I am a real estate entrepreneur in the Maryland and DC market, and I'm also a business coach. So for many people, I work alongside with entrepreneurs, small business owners who are looking to market their brand, who are looking to monetize and make more money. How can I get more visibility online? So I work a lot with realtors as well. And I work a lot with entrepreneurs who are looking to make that presence from their 9 to 5 and then to, of course, jump into this big bad world of entrepreneurship. It's not all that it cracks up to be. So I don't want everybody to think entrepreneurs just do less work and make more money. Not all the time. We have a lot of them that are now out looking for jobs. They're out seeking. Their resumes are online right now, looking and seeking for employment opportunities. So again, if you haven't shared this, this is going to be a huge opportunity for you to bless someone definitely with this major conversation on getting hired. Let's get this thing going. Are we ready? We put a 1 in the chat if we are so ready. If we are so ready, let's get things moving. Because I'm so ready to share this topic. I'm very, very happy to get this topic started tonight. And it has a lot to do with listening. I've been listening to a lot of people talk. And a lot of people right now are not in a good place physically, financially, and spiritually. And they need to be in a place to get them back to their happy. And when you're making money, what does that do? That gives you a little bit more freedom to be happy. So I want to welcome everybody that is online tonight. This is going to be a major discussion to help pivot a lot of people and to help change some ideas that by the end of this week, I bet you some ideas will be starting to pop off, and we can have some great conversations later about, girl, guess what? Guess what happened? After your Tuesday session, this is what happened. Every Tuesday, we typically have a session on something different to help better your best. It could be something on marketing. It could be a real estate topic. It could be on marketing. It could be on different topics that are helping you get your better version of yourself. So tonight's topic is not so much about entrepreneurship, right? It's not so much about that, but we do have entrepreneurs that have jobs and that are seeking jobs. So because we're listening and we are changing with the times, we got to make sure that I'm keeping up with everything that's necessary to stay on top of what you need. So tonight's what we're going to cover in this 1 hour discussion is we're going to give a little information about the stats on the job market, some answers as to why you're not getting hired from employers. And then we'll end out with some tips and strategies for landing an interview. All right. So what kind of things can we also do to stand out on your employment? So if you can, I want you just to start thinking right now for anyone or even just yourself, if you were looking for a job right now, what do you think is the one thing that's holding you back? Drop it in the chat, and just share with me, if you were looking for a job right now, what would be the reason why you don't think you're getting hired? What would be the reason? Let me take this down. I see some there. Thank you, guys. Ding dong. You guys got some responses? Lenise said, because she's an entrepreneur, they look past her resume. Alicia says, I'm unemployable now. Well, you can still stack your resume up. Yeah, that is one thing. You know, Lanish, you're absolutely right. When they see that is one question. I was working for a job last year. I was working for a photography company. I was a sales manager, but they really were worried. You've been an entrepreneur for so long. Is this going to work for you? I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And it had nothing. So that is on their mind. So you're definitely right. And Alicia, you've built up so much. And if anybody takes a look online and just Google you, which they will, they'll take a look and see, wow, he or she has got some presence going on. And if they've got some online presence, then they start thinking she or he's probably going to want a lot of money for the task that they do. So thank you very much for contributing. Those are all right. Those are all right. Like, I got to pay her what? Yeah, because if they know your last job or your last position, they're definitely going to start putting some things together. They're not stupid. I'm like, wait a minute, she was making at least 120,000 when she left there. Right. Or they know this door is going to be closed very soon with her on the other side of it, because she is not going to stay here long. As I shared with you a little bit about myself, I wanted to let you know that I have been in the business for 23 years as a real estate entrepreneur. So with that, of course, change had to happen. The presence happened over the last 10 years where it was, what do you know? Okay, everything that you built up to this point, you can show a house with no problem. You can list a house with no problem. But how can you actually build someone up? Of everything that you know, of all the people that you've come in contact with, how can you help? So over the last 10 years, I've been blessed to help other entrepreneurs help with their social media, help with their confidence, help with their business to really start boosting in a different kind of way. Alicia and I met years ago working at a real estate company, but it didn't stop there. My sister and I have done other things together. She's actually partnered in one of the books that we did a couple of years ago called The Extraordinary Makeover. She can't see her face in there, but her beautiful face is there, parked in there. She's one of the authors and one of the 18 authors that wanted to share their story. So I have authored 2 books. The first book, Unleash Your Irresistibility, came out in 2016, which is a personal development book, which allows people to show how they can glow from the inside out. Okay. Going through depression was a lot for me. And I didn't understand what that is. A lot of people understand it because we know what that feels like today, but I didn't understand it. So I had to learn, what does it take to get out of this and how to help other people get out of it as well. So that's what that first book was all about. The Extraordinary Makeover, which was out in 2018, 2019. And that was a book simply for you to understand women go through stuff and you're not alone. So women have multiple stories that they share. Took down their hair and really just wanted to be vulnerable to show their extraordinary makeover stories, right? I've also had multiple ebooks to help people with their credit repair journey, so it doesn't have to be expensive. I've also helped business owners understand personal credit is necessary to help build their business credit as well. So these are 2 major ebooks that get a lot of notice right now with a lot of my clients. All right. So that's the woman that stands in front of you. The woman also stands in front of you has also had some previous jobs as well and still in the market. And I'm going to share with you at the end what I've done to help with this conversation tonight. All right. So the lady that stands in front of you does some research. All right. She does some research, and I wanted to make sure before we get to the point of finding a solution, we have to find out where we've been. We got to find out where we've been. So if we take a look at some of the numbers, and I'm taking it way back to 1960 to 2020, when you take a look at unemployment numbers, focus on the average. All right. And if you look at the average, for my Forex folks out there, I know all you see is a Forex chart, Lanice. If you look at the average, where the unemployment numbers ride around, all right, this shows, and it doesn't show in every sector, doesn't show Blacks, whites, women, men, Hispanic. It doesn't break it down that way, but on an average. That's why we have the census every couple of years, so that we can see where these numbers really fall. If there is a number that moves up and down, it really shows where is the unemployment. That's not in your community. That's not in your household, but on average, these are the numbers from 1960. And we look all the way to the right. In 2020, it spiked all the way up to almost 15%. Do y'all remember that? It spiked all the way up to almost 15% for unemployment. People were losing their jobs, not because of their performance, but people were losing their jobs because the world just shut down and just changed. Everything changed at that point. All right. So that is the highest I've ever seen in history that unemployment numbers have been. Now, as we take a look at where we are up into February of just last year, they say it's around 3.8%. I feel it's higher than that. What do you think? I really feel the numbers are higher than that because they're looking on the chart like they're going down. But if we pay attention to people and we call our girlfriends up and we call our friends up, lost my job. If you look on the news, lost my job. And so it doesn't feel like these are the true numbers of really what's going on, but that's what the numbers say. All right. So as of February 2023, the unemployment rate is 3.8. 3.8. All right. Let's take a look at a little bit more numbers so we can make sense of this conversation tonight. The average annual pay raise. We went over this last week. So when we were talking about affiliate marketing, we talked about the average annual pay raise by industry. So if we look on the left-hand side, this is the average, this is the actual industry: leisure and hospitality, trade, transportation. All right, it goes down: financial activities, education. Now, if we take a look on the right-hand side, this is the average annual pay raise that this industry gets. Not the person, all right, not the individual, but we're talking on average. So let's just say 7% on average is about the average annual pay raise that one may get in their industry. This is not including people who are self-employed. But the problem is, if we take a look at inflation currently, if it's trending around 6.5 or almost 7%, does that help anyone who's got a raise? Is that helping anyone if you know that the debt is going up, but the credit is going right here too? So when you got the raise, you felt excited at the time, but at the same time, you understood the economy is about to take it away. And how we live through that is almost check to check. And if almost 1 in 3 of us are living check to check, how are we going to be able to save? When that question comes up, well, credit cards rates, have you seen the credit cards rates have gone almost double digits? Credit card companies aren't stupid. They do understand people are losing jobs and they're living off of credit cards. So we have to figure out, how can we get in front of a better solution to get more money from these people? Well, since they're using the credit cards anyway, charge them more of a rate. Bad, right? Real bad. So I wanted to give you that footprint so you can really see the money that we're making is really just enough to do this. Just enough. And if you're not working right now at all, or you're in between jobs, so just depends who you're talking to, then either way, this is still going to be suffocating because you've got to be able to keep up with the amount of debt that keeps creeping over our shoulders. So for those that are looking for jobs, again, share this video, share this with someone who needs to know, because we need to get some kind of solutions on how can I get quicker in front of an employer to hire me for who I am. So for my entrepreneurs out there, this chart showed you after 2020, we got about 4.3 million new business applications. This means almost 5 million new applications were filed for people to get in business for themselves. So whatever they were doing in 2020 may not have worked. They shifted in 2020 and they started to become entrepreneurs. And at this point, for this first quarter, I'm sure we're going to be right on track to almost end out the year with at least 6 million new applications. All right. People aren't trusting the job market as much, but they're needing to have another secondary source of income. So just always keep that in mind. Even if you are working a job, no problem, but keep something else going, if you know what I mean. Keep something else going so that when this moves, oh, I can pull from this one. Or if this one lays me off, oh, maybe I've started to accrue enough savings over here. Got it? So some things should be always multiple streams of income coming inside the household. All right, you guys good? We tracking? All right, so let's now talk about why you're not getting hired. We talked about a few of the ways where you may not be seen in front of some of these employers because you're just too good. Some of you're just too good. All right. Number one, let's talk about 5 reasons why you're not. You have lack of relevant skills and experience. Okay. So, for example, you're going for a management position, but you've never been a manager before. So we're talking about how do you craft your resume in a way that makes you look like, okay, I'm going to go for this management position, but I've never been a manager before. Oh, I'm a mom. I do this. Okay, yeah, you're manager of the household, but you don't, you lack. So these are some of the reasons why you're going to see employers look over you and look to the next person because there's lack of relevant skills that you have or experience even to walk into that type of position. Number 2, you've got a poor resume or poor cover letter. All right. The resume that you may have today hasn't been updated in years. And the way that you used to put that resume together may not be the way that business owners and corporate offices are looking at your resume. I used to have a resume that went back almost 10 years. And I had a HR person look at my resume and she said, you need to chop this down to almost 2 to 3 pages. I'm like, okay, because even their attention spans, employers' attention spans are shorter. So do they need to go back 15, 20 years to 1985 when your first job? No. So she said, cut it down. And she says, put your relevant skills on the first page. So at the top, I have my name, my address, not a problem. But she said, you got your high school in there. Why do you have your high school in there? They kind of know that you went to high school. She said, take that off. Take that off. So your education experience, if you went to college, put that on there, but you don't need to put your high school. I have my high school. All right. And then she says, right smack in the middle of the first page, should you have your skills and your experience. And the reason that is because if someone is looking at your resume, they want to know, can you do anything with Salesforce? Can you do anything with digital marketing? Can you do anything with Asana or different softwares, right? So you want to break these things out so that people can see, oh, wow, he or she knows her stuff, and then go into your prior experience. So I would say no more than 2 to 3 pages. And then for your cover letter, how many of y'all really think about it on the cover letter? Are you using Grammarly? Are you using Grammarly? All right. Please, it's free. Use Grammarly and have it on the computer so that when you are writing documents out, you're not misspelling, you're not chopping up words, you're not forgetting periods, or everything's a run-on sentence. So please, if not anything, please put Grammarly. It's a free plugin, and have that on your computer so that you can polish up your words. But if your cover letter is misspelled, spelling things, or you're not really speaking right, make sure that that cover letter is speaking directly to that specific job that you're going for. Don't let it be so general and vague. But if it's that, then a lot of those things will be overlooked as well. So for example, let's say you're going for a senior management position, right? A senior manager. And in that senior management position with ABC Corporation, you should mention that. It's a pleasure to submit this information, this resume for review for the whatever position, senior management position at ABC Corporation. If you're not putting that in there, that's kind of like, damn, you didn't even think to personalize the letter. So think about personalizing the cover letters a bit more, and always, always, always put it on there, and don't be lazy. It's easy just to avoid it, just to hurry up and get the resume out. But if your resume is trash and you don't have a cover letter, that could be a major reason why that is not being looked into. Okay. Number 3, WordTune is a great tool also. Okay. Is it free? You like the free ones. WordTune, if it helps with your grammar, putting words together, we're all for it. Number 3, limited networking and referrals. Many people actually know someone that worked at the company. So if you're just submitting things online and just hoping my paper is going to go through because I applied, then that's going to be not the best use of time. Can you call up your friend who you know is a recruiter and find out, hey, I'm looking for a specific job in management. Do you know anyone that might be hiring in the particular companies that you work for? Network, get out there and ask questions. This is not the time to be hiding behind a rock and really hiding that you're looking for employment. All right. You want to put that out there and you want to be vocal about that, and be vocal and be out there networking in different groups. Put it out there on LinkedIn. Hey, I'm open. I'm open. I'm looking for this specific type of position. LinkedIn is the place to be. If you're not on LinkedIn, you're missing out on all the people that have jobs. All right. Stay off of Facebook for a little bit and Instagram, and actually be in the place where you're looking to go. The employment area, LinkedIn. All right. That's right. I have that on mine right now, open for hire. So you can change your profile picture and either have hiring on your profile picture or open for hire. Mine stays on there because I'm always looking for opportunities. Now I have the craziest opportunities that come my way, but good Lord, at least I'm open to asking for it. I'm asking for it. All right. Number 4 is lack of prep for interviews. All right. Are you showing up on time? Are you showing up and you're giving them some excuse on Zoom? Oh my gosh, Zoom was just taking forever. My bad. Show up on time. Show up dressed. Make sure the amount of questions that they're asking you, you're asking right back. So it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio. Hey, CL, why are you interested in this position? Great. Well, I'm interested because I have always worked alongside with XYZ, and this position was the best fit that I thought that I can continue working in that space. So tell me, Lorie, why did you begin to work for ABC Corporation? So do a 1-to-1 ratio when it comes to the question. Don't just sit there and think that you have to receive all of the questions. You can ask them back. They need you just as much as you need that position as well. So make sure you're selling yourself professionally. Hope this is helping out. Competitive job market, of course. All right. There is a job market out there that you've got a lot of people who are, of course, looking. And these the most competitive ones that I looked up was technology, finance, and banking, law, medicine, and consulting. So these are the reasons why we're not getting in front of people. Okay. So what can we do to shift it to start landing these interviews? We ready? Let's talk about the solutions of what can we do to actually lean in and actually get people to call us back. If you're sending out applications, you want to at least get, hey, you know what? Lester, we saw your application. I'm actually calling. Hey, Lester, I actually want to call and give you a call. Saw everything on your resume. Looked outstanding for this account executive position we're looking for. I'm going to send you my calendar link so we can start arranging something maybe this week. I want to be able to get you guys in front of conversations like that, or at least get in front of the family and friends that you know that might be searching to allow that type of call to action. Does that sound good? Are we looking for people to call us now? Are we ready for that? Because we can do a whole bunch of tossing resumes out, but we want that phone to actually ring. We want that phone to ring. All right. So the opposite of everything of why we're not getting the job, let's talk about the solutions of what actually is going to get us the job. Let's start looking at a skill set. Number 1, have you learned anything new over the last 2 years? Just refresh. Have we learned anything new to help better us? So number 1 is learn in-demand skills. I don't care what it is. If it's a Google certification, if it's a Google Analytics certification, you know, there's a lot of free classes on Google where you can get certifications. If you know that, Google it. You can go in there and actually see a lot of different certifications that will help enhance your resume. Okay, that's what we're trying to do, is we're looking to build that resume up. Skill sets. Let's just say Forex was one of my skill sets that I learned since 2017. So if I was going into a banking or financial, well, let's just say a field where they were doing exactly that, I was in charge of foreign exchange. Wouldn't that skill set be amazing to be able to put on my resume? That I learned that skill set a couple of years ago, know how to do it, slap that on the resume, and that's the skill set that's going to help me land a job. Or if you have a skill set that is helping you with technology, anything with technology, if you took an online course or in-person course, these kind of skill sets these certifications are necessary so that you can really start increasing your resume knowledge. Number 2, gain practical experience, okay? Same thing. If you're going to be looking into gaining anything, what kind of experience are we gaining over the years so that we can really start adding to our repertoire, all right? Gain the practical experience of what it takes to do this particular job, all right? Even if you have done an internship, if it wasn't paid, if you are volunteering somewhere, get that practical experience so that you know day to day what needs to be done for that specific choice of career that you're going into. This leads right into, again, the certification that I was sharing with you. If you can get certified, then that's going to help you tremendously get in front of people because it shows that you started something and you actually finished it. Because with any certification, you have to take an exam. You have to take an exam. So with that, that's showing the employer you're doing a little bit more than the rest. Here's an example. I have a listing and on Facebook Marketplace. And I put this property out there and I wanted just to see how people follow direction and how many people actually finish something. So I have a questionnaire that I have all these soon-to-be buyers fill out. It's a lease to own property. And I asked them to fill it out because I don't just show properties to people. Like for my safety, I'm not just, hey, can we look at this Saturday? No, we're going to fill out this questionnaire first. And then we can talk on the phone about your real estate. Okay. So guys, I had about 50 people ask me off of Facebook Marketplace, is this property available? Is it still available? Is it still available? And then when I send them the questionnaire, guess how many of those I've actually gotten back? I actually got a good amount of number back. But out of 50 people asking, the ones that had to complete a questionnaire, there was about 25 questions. How many of those 50 do you think actually sent it through? Actually better than that, Lalise. It's been 15. I got 15. 15 completed it. So I want you to know as an employee, these things that I'm sharing with you tonight, you can stand out easily just by putting a cover letter on your resume, polishing up your resume, spelling things correctly on your resume. So when there's some kind of obstacle standing in front of somebody, even if they have to answer 5 questions from the employer or take that assessment quiz, you know, many of them won't even do it. Many people won't even do it because that's called work. So if you're not going to do the work, then there's going to be slim chances of you even getting in front of employers. So I share that with you that I know I'm talking to go-getters. I know I'm talking to people who want to get things done, and you get things done. I know you guys personally. So I know that for sure. So I don't want you to think that getting a job has to be too difficult. Many people don't even complete the resume process. So you have a better chance of getting in front of people just because you finished what you started. All right. So let's talk about these certifications. Certifications means you took that extra step to start and finish something. You took a final exam, you passed it enough to get the certification. So now that's telling employers she or he is good because they know how to start and finish. And that's very important that business owners see that quality trait. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about what my experience was with a particular course that I went through to help merge all of these answers for you guys. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, I posted a couple of weeks ago that I went through a course through Course Careers. And if you follow Anthony O'Neill, he is on YouTube, and he speaks a lot on debt, money, entrepreneurship on his YouTube platform. And he brings a lot of different guests on his show as well. So he was talking about Course Careers last year. And I didn't pay attention to it because I just wasn't in that season to receive it at that time. So right around October or November, I'm listening to it, but I'm like, tech sales? What is tech sales? I don't even know. Tech to me sounds techy, or I need IT experience. And you don't. And so tech sales is what he was talking about, getting a certification in. So right around the end of the year, January, did I really pay attention to it again? And February, it actually clicked. And I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to enhance my resume because I'm looking to get further into marketing positions. I'm looking to get into further sales positions. So what I need to do is I need to get back out there, put my resume out there. So how can I go through this so I can talk to my folks and actually go through it myself so that they can see she's done it. I know it's going to work. So Anthony O'Neill is no trash. He's definitely going to spit out some great referrals. And that is the exact thing that we talked about last week was of referrals. He's not going to just give out anything. And I'm not giving you that as well. So I wanted to share that education piece is that I listened. And the first part of February, I wanted to share my story. The first part of February, I went in to Course Careers to take the tech sales course. And I got distracted because I saw that they have 3 courses, not just one. They have digital marketing. They've got tech sales, technology sales, basically, and information technologies, IT. So for those that are looking to get into IT. So I'm like, oh, there's 3. So I came here for tech sales, but I took the digital marketing course. I took the digital marketing free course first, just to make sure it was for me. So if you're looking at digital marketing, you know me, so I like marketing. I like social media. So I'm like, this will be great so I can enhance my skill set in marketing. So when I took that course, I got a whole lot of information on analytics, how to put Facebook ads together, how to look at insights. There was a lot of great information. But I was like, you know what? I'm not that analytical. And it looks like you have to be really for this digital marketing type. I can do a lot of writing. I can do a lot of content, but that's why you take the free course to see, is this something that you really want to explore? Course Careers is getting you prepared for employers to call you. And I'm going to show you how. They're offering these courses first free. You can take any of those classes free to test the waters to see, do you want to get into sales? Do you want to enhance your sales? Do you want to get into IT? Do you want to get into digital marketing? And if you like the free course, then you can go ahead and move forward with the actual course, which is $4.99. So the certification typically takes people 2 to 4 weeks. So I heard, y'all, I did that thing in 2 days. You know why? Did you hear what I said? 2 days. I took the digital marketing class on a Friday night, finished it on Saturday, took the final exam, and got my certification on that Monday. So I got the certification for digital marketing. Awesome. Great. Thank you, Jesus. So I added that to my resume, digital marketing certification. Then I came back a week, 2 weeks later. I'm like, girl, go get what you came for. You came for the tech sales. I was motivated and I had a need in front of me. I'm chasing, God has something for me. I don't know what that is. So I was on a path to hurry up, because if I tallied and took 2, 4 weeks or 3 months to take this, then I'm prolonging what God has for me. So that's another conversation. So when you are in the posture of looking and moving towards something, you got to get that done. All right, cool. I got that out the way. Came back 2 weeks later and I saw tech sales. So I took that course, $4.99 with a coupon code, and I took that in 2 days again. Again, most people on YouTube, they're like, it took me 2 weeks. It took me 3 weeks. I'm like, nah, I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. So let's get this done again. Let's do a Friday night and Saturday night. And Monday nights, well, Monday, I got my certification. I passed. So I got my certification in tech sales. So that means, what does tech sales look like? Anyone who is in sales that wants to enhance their sales, they want to help with their lead generation. They need help with how do you communicate with people, cold calling, those customer service, like anyone who is dealing with customer service. I'm a real estate agent. I'm in customer service. So I deal with the public, business. You too may be in that. So that technology sales is just a sales development certification. All right. It's just enhancing your leadership with selling. All right. So you've got 2 of those down. So I say all that just to share with you, Course Careers was the path that I took because I knew that they are partnered, hear me, they are partnered with employers who are looking for people who have these certifications. So that means if you finish any of the digital marketing, if you do the technology, the sales development, if you do the IT course, if you take any of those and get a certification, you're in a better chance for any of their partnered employers to call you up. I gave you the secret right there. Now, not only will Course Careers help you with that part, but with getting your resume together, they're going to help you enhance your resume. Yes. They're going to help you with the cover letter. Yes. They're going to help you get connected on LinkedIn, because how many of you actually need to update your LinkedIn profile? I wasn't even using LinkedIn like I should have been using it. So they're going to show you how to set up your LinkedIn profile the right way so that employers look at you. A lot of employers are just looking at LinkedIn. Forget your resume. They're just looking at your LinkedIn profile. So that is the way that you can, that is one way. And I just wanted to share my personal story with you is that, yeah, I was out there. I'm out there now. And I got 2 calls actually this week, 2 interviews this week from employers because they know I passed my exam. You start something, you finish it, you get rewarded. So I already did part 1 of one of the sales job. I'm not going to mention the name yet till everything is done. But I've got a secured position coming. I'm confident of that. I got 2 interviews already scheduled this week. One's been done. I have a follow-up tomorrow, and then I have another one on Thursday. They were all because of this. So how many resumes did I put out before? Lots. Lots. I put out a lot of other resumes, but it's kind of like when you go through Course Careers, it takes yours to the top a little bit more. Okay, so if you haven't checked out Course Careers, please check them out on coursecareers.com. YouTube has a lot of testimonial stories. I've got one to share with you if you guys want to hear. It's about 6 minutes long, but at least this young lady went through her walk, which I think is very important for you to hear, people's experience that's gone through it. Sometimes you may think that a recruiter is working for you. A lot of times they're not. They're not. So you got to be in position to put yourself in a position where you know. I don't need the prior experience. I don't need a degree. And these are the type of outcomes that's going to happen. So here are the courses that are offered for certification through Course Careers. There's 3 of them. Like I mentioned, technical sales, which is also called sales development. Everyone who is on here, I know. Alicia, you're in sales. CL, you're in sales. You're dealing with people. Lanice, you're in sales. Lester, you're in sales. So you're not going to lose with this type of certification. because all it's doing is helping you elevate your skill set in lead generation and your customer service. Digital marketing, if you're interested in doing that, and technology information. Those are the three. So for technology sales, it's the fastest way to break into the tech industry if you have excellent communication skills, but aren't the most technical person. So I want you to imagine tech is everywhere. Software is everywhere. So imagine there is a software out there that helps with HR performance, helps with payroll, or let's just say there's an app for commercial brokers that help them find properties. That's technology. So if you're a representative for that company, if you're a representative for one of these type of companies, they're out there looking for you. Okay. The type of money that you're going to get is anywhere starting between $60,000 and $80,000. So for those people out here scratching their head about, well, I don't know where my next deal is going to come from, or I'm not sure if I want to stay in real estate because the market, you can still stay in real estate. Trust me. But if you don't have enough income to support what's going on in the economy, in your home, in household economy, please, let's start getting a base salary together somewhere so we can have some kind of consistent income coming in. All right. And there's more than 400 open jobs. Please don't sit here and listen at the media or the news that everyone is getting laid off. That is not true. Technology is not going anywhere. And if anything, you've got more jobs that are opening up because you've got more technology happening. Think about that. So if you're a sales representative for that job, your job is to bring in new business. It's remote. You can work at home for many of these positions. So think about that. For a lot of people who don't want to go to the office, you can do a remote job in sales, helping business owners get connected to software, getting them connected to whatever technology that your company is selling. That's it. You're doing that anyway. Many of you are doing that in real estate, but it's just a house, all right? You're bringing a customer to a house and helping them close the deal. But does that deal always close? It does not. But at least if you can still do that, that's not a problem. But if you have a job where you've got your footies on, you've got phone going from 9 or 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock, and you got a paycheck and bonuses going on, that's just the base. That has nothing to do with the commissions, because there are many of these sales tech positions are into over $100,000 a year because they have commissions. So this is just starting salary base easily. If you exceed your limits, you make more money. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'll let you guys know by the end of the week what I decide to do after those 2 tech sale interviews that I go through. Okay. Got to walk the walk, right? All right. So if you're interested in digital marketing, for those that are the creators out there, if you're looking to think about those that are coming out of college, or maybe those that are moving into the ad space, or they want to do more digital marketing for an agency, this is one of the best tech careers for both creative and analytical people that enjoy testing out new ideas and optimizing. Those base salaries are starting anywhere between $40,000 and $70,000 a year. Again, they're looking for you once you finish and get this certification. More than 300 jobs are open in the digital marketing space. Digital marketing is not going anywhere. All right. When we talked about the competitive market space, what we're talking about here are areas where people, even if you get let go of one, trust me, you'll be able to easily find another job quickly because you're in a space where you're needed. You're needed. These companies need you. Information technology is the best career for someone who enjoys working with technology but doesn't want to learn how to code. So you can go through any of these free courses, test it out, see which one works best for you, then jump into the course, which is $499. These starting salaries, again, is $40,000 to $60,000, and there's more than 300,000 open jobs. Got it? So I hope that helps. You've got your price out here. If you're interested, go to coursecareers.com, check it out today. Use my discount code to get $50 off. Lorie 50. Don't forget to spell it right so you can get the $50 off. Lorie 50, Lorie 50 is your coupon code to get $50 off. Coursecareers.com. Can you do split payments? Yes, you can. So for those that may be thinking $4.99, I can't stop. Find it. Because if something happened to your car right now, you find $4.99. If something happened to the refrigerator right now, trust me, it'll be $499. You'll find it. So if it is just a split payment, reach out to family and friends and just, who has faith in you to get this done? You got to be able to have faith in yourself and believe, yo, I need to get this done for myself. I'm looking to get $499 for this so I can get this certification, so I can get in position to land this job. Yo, when I get my first check, I promise you I will give it back. But I want you to think on the long run, you're investing $499. How many of you, and you can put it in the chat box, over the last 2 years, how much have you invested in courses? Just whatever course, how much do you think over the last 2 to 3 years? Because it's now 2023, because 2020, I was racking it up. I was on code. I was on it. So how many of you actually went through courses over the last 3 years? And how much did you invest? I'm probably at about $45,000. And not that they all were a bust. They all helped get me to this point. But I'm saying that was accumulative bucks. All right. Accumulative, over 6,000. Right. So we can't look at investing in ourselves as a waste. Unless you invested and that person just went away and the website all of a sudden magically never appeared, that's a bust. But if you got something out of it, it definitely wasn't a waste. All right. Anytime that you're investing in yourself, it's never going to be a waste. So $499, you can invest in yourself to know, once I finish this, I'll be in better position to get phone calls from an employer. Got it? From quality people that are looking to pay me. Then I don't have to beg for a job anymore or go on this hunt. So go to coursecareers.com and check it out for yourself. All right. One of my mottos, you guys know, Lester, your shirt should be coming. It has to work, or it has to work. You should have your shirt by today or tomorrow at the latest. And I want you to make sure, Lester, that you are taking a picture in that shirt and send it my way, because this is a huge motto no matter what you do. All right. No matter what we do, it has to work, or it has to work. So for those that are looking to look at this, I just want to break it down into 4 steps. Step 1, decide which course you want to take. For all of those people that are online right now, if you are in sales or somewhat in customer service, I will take a look at that that sales development course. Right? Take the free one, see how you feel about that. The next thing I would do is take a look into enrolling. Then you enroll and actually invest the money at that point. Then you can get started. It's all online. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it at your own pace. All of it's video too. So it's all video modules. So you go through, you got some test in there, which is good so that you know that you applied the knowledge. And then when you're finished, you've got a final exam. You've got 2 chances to take and finish that course to get at least a 70% or higher. Once you do that, then you get your certification. And then along the way, trust me, in your course, they're showing you how to polish up your resume. We're not going to go through all that tonight because I'm not the resume queen, but I want you to know inside of that course, they're going to show you how to polish up, what to include, the right words on your resume. I was talking to CL earlier today, and he was talking about a automation system that almost kicks out a lot of these resumes. CL, are you on?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you share with everyone what we talked about as far as that resume um, tracker that you were talking about that kicks out a lot of these resumes?
Sure. It's the ATS, the applicant tracking system. Basically, what it does is when a person sends in a resume, the ATS grabs that resume and it does an analysis on it to see how many keywords are located in there. So let's say an employer decides that an applicant needs to score 70% in order for that resume to proceed to HR, to the whatever's next in line for the chain. If it doesn't reach that, then it kicks it out. Different companies set different criteria for the ATS. Some companies set the criteria based on how many punctuation marks or misspellings or things like that you have that are in error. Some base it on um, if it can't read something accurately, like if you're using bold fonts, or if you're using like some people use diamonds as bullets and different things like that. A lot of the stuff that people typically use in resumes to make them look, real cute and pretty,
Right.
the
Fancy.
ATS system sees that as garbage, and it knocks it down. So it's very important from what I've seen. It's very important really to have someone that really has knowledge of how to build these resumes in this new era that we live in. And then once you have that model and you have it established, then you'll have an understanding of how you need to adjust that going forward. Now, there are some ATS tracking systems that are online and they are free, and you can always go and upload your resume, and that ATS tracking system will then give you the percentage. And then, of course, if you pay an additional fee, it'll tell you exactly what areas within your resume you need to fix.
I like it. So CL basically broke down for those that may be looking and you're sending out all these resumes thinking your resume is tight. The cute ones, the ones that have grammars, the one that have periods on some of the words and not on all of them. And at the end, they don't have keywords that the employer is looking for. Within seconds, the tracker is kicking them out anyway. So thank you, CL. I'm glad when we talked earlier today, I was like, oh my gosh, that's why it's singling out a lot of people. They don't even get a chance to get in front of HR because the computer system is taking hold of it. So we're in that world. Thank you, CL. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, you guys can look it up tonight. ATS, Google that. And if you want to invest in that, if you have your resume out there and you're wondering, why am I not getting? Well, it could be several reasons why, of course, from our discussion today. But that tracker, if you are able to at least get that software so that you can analyze your own resume and double check it, do that. But again, going through Course Careers, you're going to have the support of the people, and the program is going to help you mold your resume. When I looked at my resume before, I'm like, this is so 1980s. Like my resume just was so basic and it wasn't giving the right numbers, right? So for example, Lanice, we were in a foreign exchange community group, right? So I wasn't the only leader in that group, but the Facebook group that Daniel Buffet and I had together, there were over 350 people that were in that trading community. So I had to use that keyword CL to my advantage in my resume because I didn't have that on there before, because I just basically put on there, led a team of foreign exchange or led trainings. I was just doing something basic, right? It was so basic. when I went through course careers, they showed me you need to put in there the percentage of growth, the percentage of people you worked with. How many people did you help in the particular areas? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. That's what y'all are looking for. Specifics. Y'all are looking for specifics. All right. So I had to put the specifics on, led a team of over 350 foreign exchange traders. All right, how much growth did I have? So I had to put the percentage of growth that my CRM grew in over a year's time. Basically, how many new people did I add to my CRM? So you have to put percentages and how much growth did you actually do in certain areas. That's when things started to shift a little bit more. So don't know exactly what part helped, but I know going through course careers definitely helped build my resume sharper, and it cleaned it up and polished it with the right keywords. And number two, I had to make sure that what helped was doing that, was going through that, and then going in that community, because they also helped me with LinkedIn. LinkedIn was the other communication area. So where I saw, well, these where the employers are, and course careers is telling you, make sure that you stay more present in LinkedIn. So those were the things that worked for me. Once I enrolled, I got the certification. You want to upload those certifications on your LinkedIn page so that the employers can see that. All right. Take the certification, make sure you keep a copy of that, but keep everything on your resume updated and keep your LinkedIn profile updated, including those certifications. From that point, you've got many people who start getting interviews and getting emails and calls from that process, just simply because Course Careers is partnered with so many companies that are looking for us. All right. So take them. Let me know how it turns out. If you know someone that is looking, do you have to recertify? No. And think about it. No, it's not like a Google, like I took a Google Analytics one, and that one does expire in 1 year. I didn't see this one expire, but just, is it going to take you 12 months to get a job? No. Once you're in, you're in. And once you get one tech sales or one digital marketing or one IT position, you know, you don't have to keep getting them unless you want to. Yeah, you can keep getting them, but I don't think that you need to keep going in there to think you need that to qualify for another job, because once they've seen you work for one company on your resume, it should speak volumes. But keep your certifications anyway up to date. Keep them anyway, because that's going to help you overall. If you need to get in touch with me, that is my contact information, except for my personal contact information. Lorie at LorieWoodruff.com. If you need to get in touch with me on all social media channels, we've got everything here. How many of you have seen the video I put out? I started a new YouTube channel called The Unemployment Edition. Did you guys see that yet? Oh my gosh. God told me to create more content. And this girl is crazy. This girl is just creating more content. So I created a new YouTube channel called, want to make sure that you guys go and subscribe. I created this because it actually is the journey of what I've gone through with some of these stupid interviews and some of these processes. So I really wanted to put it together in a comical way that you guys know I love to do with videos. So check out The Unemployment Edition on here called YouTube. But let me share with this video so that you guys can hear a little bit more of a young lady's experience as she went through her course careers. And let me know if you can hear this. Okay, I want to make sure that you can hear.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Della. In this channel, we're going to be talking about tech sales and ways to pivot into tech adjacent roles without experience and land a $60K or more salary. How I did it was taking a course called Course Careers, and here's my review. Before we get into the review, make sure you like this video, share it with others so they can make $60K or more, and subscribe to my channel so you can find more videos like this. Let's get into it.
Can you guys hear that okay? Before I continue, I just want to make sure you can hear her okay.
Yes.
Okay, you can hear that. Good. Okay. So 6 minutes and then we can end things.
So what is Course Careers? Course Careers is a 3-month-long self-paced boot camp where you learn the fundamentals of either digital marketing, technology sales, or IT coordination. When you take this course, you're going to learn all the fundamentals, so you don't need any experience, you don't need a background in any of these fields, and you don't even need to have job experience. All you need is a high school diploma or a GED to get hired at the company, but you can take Course Careers while you're going through your GED program or while you're in high school. A lot of the other tech boot camps that I took a look at, some of them would do the job sourcing for you and others would kind of just throw you out there. With Course Careers, you still had to apply for companies, go to the interviews, and do everything on your own, but it wasn't really by yourself. You had someone by your side. So each week I would meet with my mentor or coach, and we would work on how I was interviewing, my questions, and what I could do to really put myself out there. I also learned how to improve my LinkedIn. One of the things that I struggled with was LinkedIn. When I first joined Course Careers, I had maybe 10 or 15 connections. I've been in the military for a while, so I really didn't use LinkedIn. I didn't understand the importance of it, and I never got on LinkedIn. After leaving Course Careers, I now have over 2,500 LinkedIn connections. Once I removed social media from my phone, I made sure to keep LinkedIn, and that was the only thing I did. I would scroll through LinkedIn, I would comment on LinkedIn, and that was one of the ways that I was able to put myself in front of my company of choice. So my experience with Course Careers was absolutely phenomenal. I was enrolled in college already at a university, and I wasn't quite sure if I was able to take on more to my plate since I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I don't have family nearby to help out with watching my kids or sending them there on the weekends. So what I did was I sat down, I looked at my schedule, and I was like, man, I spent a lot of time on TikTok. I checked my screen time. I noticed I was scrolling a lot. So I calculated how much I could actually devote to Course Careers. And I came out with 2 hours, realistically, with me still keeping up with my self-care and other things that I needed to do. I only set aside 2 hours a day, meaning on the weekends I still did it. No matter how I felt, I did my 2 hours a day, really just devoting as much time as I possibly could to Course Careers. And this allowed me to finish just over 2 weeks. Before I finished, I was already starting my phone screening and getting my first few interview steps with my company of choice, and I landed the role. Now, it's not to say that I wasn't applying at other companies, because I was, and I also applied while I was in the course just to kind of get my feet wet. I hadn't worked in over 4 years, so I really wanted to make sure I was a good candidate. I was extremely nervous when it came to the interviews. I had lots of anxiety, so I really needed the practice. If you've been in the work field or you're really great at interviewing, you may not need to do this, but this is just something that I had to do. I got turned down by quite a few companies, which was okay because I was really just using it as a confidence booster and to help manage that anxiety. For me, when I have anxiety about something, it's typically because I'm not used to doing it or it's new to me. So what I do is I just dive in head first and I just do it as much as I can so I can remove some of that anxiety. After I did that, I got hired at my company, and I waited for 6 months to do this review because I really wanted to make sure that I could give some quality information about how Course Careers helps me in my day-to-day now. After finishing Course Careers, I see how impactful it was on my career. Being the type of person that would invest in yourself and invest in yourself early really pays big dividends in the end. Now that I'm at my company, it's almost impossible for me to get to a point where I feel complacent. When I get faced with adversity and things aren't going the way I think that they should go, I go back to what I know. I have unlimited access to Course Careers. I can go back and review any information. I can go back and check my notes. But most importantly, I'm the type of person that's going to invest in myself. So now that I've landed my role, I invest in coaching. I invest in myself more than I invest in anything else. Find out what you want. If you want to work from home, if you want unlimited PTO, if you want to be able to travel and don't feel tethered to one single location or have to go into the office constantly, figure out if that's the lifestyle you want. If it is, go for it. Don't let it hold you back. It's only $4.50. You can use the link below to sign up today, get $50 off, and get started with your next career. Don't waste any time. Sign up today, click the link below, get started, take $50 off. And guess what? As a special surprise and an introduction for my channel, my husband and I will be sponsoring not one, but two.
Well, she's doing something special for her people. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got the goods on her version. You guys hear everything okay? You guys got it? So now
Yep.
just don't take my word.
Oh my gosh.
Don't take my word for it, but I went through it. I wanted to share and give that information back to you all so that if that's something that you are interested in doing, I say do it. I say give it a shot, right? $4.99. You got the coupon code so that you can at least get $50 off. So as she said, it's $4.50. And just hurry up and get hired so you can pay yourself back. Anybody have any questions? Let me show you the page.
Where I sign up at?
Okay. So the site is here, Course Careers. Now the free course is free course, but when you're ready to figure out which course that you want, the coupon code is Lorie 50. It's LORIE 50. Just put that in. So take the free course so you can kind of test the waters on, do I want to do the digital, do I want to do the IT, or I want to do the tech sales. Anybody who is touching customer service should take the tech sales. I'm just saying that's probably the best one. Yeah, because it's just going to help you over everything. Just learn everything that you need in customer service anyway. So let me just end and give you guys my last funny. CL, since you've been following the channel, I've been doing a lot of these skits since 2010. And God said it's time to do more. So I'm going to do some more. So I'm going to drop in the Unemployment Edition YouTube page. That is the same thing that's on TikTok. It's on Instagram and it's on YouTube. So follow those channels. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, you guys. So at least I can see that my first family was the first to check it out. But those are going to be funny skits, as I said, as I talk about the journey of job seeking and the funny stuff that goes with it, the reality stuff that goes with it. Many people are not in a good place right now because, of course, they're looking for a job. And if you can at least put a smile on your face, I'm giving you some motivation at the time. I'm giving some light humor with it, but at the same time, I'm giving you some help as well. I'm giving Course Careers as an option for many people who may be looking for a job, so they don't have to be that way. They may be stuck in a position where they're not making enough, but they start to, you know what, let me start looking at Course Careers to start weaning myself into a position where I can make $60,000 or $80,000 and more. That's just the base. I know many people in tech sales are already making well over 6 figures, and it's their first year. No experience. So if you're going to get the training on the job anyway, you might as well get partnered with a company that is looking for you. All right. So check out Course Careers. If you have any other questions, certainly connect with me. I'll let you know how my personal experiences have been with my 2 interviews this week. Everything happened in 2s. Everything happened 2 certifications. I took them in 2 weekends, and it took within 2 weeks to get 2 interviews. So I don't know why the 2s are all around, but I certainly will let you guys know next Tuesday when we get together how everything has been folding out, honestly, so that you can, and also maybe update me on your journey as well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Next week, I'll see you guys back with another exciting topic. You guys have a great night. Happy learning.